Karma 3 is the third installment in Davies' mixtape series Karma. It came out August 14th, and originally I was going to make a video on that mixtape, making it be one of my first reviews on this channel. But given that Nas is one of my favorite rappers, and he was a rapper who I got into when I first was really getting into hip hop, I decided to wait till his album to start doing hip hop reviews. And please go check out that video. I'll post it in the video here, or I'll post it in the description. So yeah, Dave East. He's a talented rapper, and I find him not just nice in terms of like one aspect of this. Like he's a very good, solid rapper. He's very good at cadence, flow, voice, and he has good lyrics. However, I do think Dave East, he has peaked. I do think that he has, reached his prime, or his best level of himself. And I thought back in 2016 and 17 is when he really reached his peak. And I found that his best project, both mixtape and album, was the Kari Channel project mixtape that he released in 2016. And since 2017, I feel like Dave East has kind of fallen off. Not that he has been garbage, not that he's been, trash. It's just that Dave East, he just doesn't have that hunger and fierceness that he had in 2016 and 17. 2016 and 2017, I felt like Dave was a lot more sharper with the pen. He was a bit more aggressive. He was a bit more urgent. I mean, Dave East has always been a very laid back person. But I feel like those 2 years that I mentioned, 2016 and 17, were his peaks because, yes, he had the laid back, motion, the laid back cadence, the laid back flow. But he also had a bit of both sharpness to his pen that was way better than what we see now. And he also was a bit more urgent and a bit more, a bit more, um, a bit more hungrier. And it's understandable why that notion and that, phase of Dave East that we saw in 2016-17 when he was really getting notion, he was really getting recognition, is not the same now, given that Dave East has been in movies, he's been in numerous other places and, things. He's, like, music is not his, focus right now. He made it. He's not going to have the same approach today as he did back then. But nonetheless, the project was good. It was a nice, good effort. The mixtape starts off with Handsome, which I found to be a really dope track. It was a nice, cool blend of both his rap skills and production, making for a good single. I liked how he started this off as the start off to the mixtape and also in single. You know, really made you want to listen to what this project was going to be about. Because I know when he released this, I was like, I was liking it, and I knew that okay, this might be a good project. Hopefully, he does what I want him to, and he comes in a little bit more hungrier, a bit more assertive. But I had a little bit of expectation, hoping he was going to do it, but at the same time, I knew I'm asking for too much. The guy's not focusing on music. Other tracks I like are like The City, Thank God. The City I really liked as a nice, good like reenactment of Jay-Z's Heart of the City. I don't usually like songs like that. Sometimes I do. Like I like that one song from Mozzie and YG. Uh, that was an homage to Tupac in his song Thug's Mansion. That was a dope song. I really like that reenacting song that they had. I really like sorry. I really like Fuck That. I thought it was a dope Tear the Club Up reenactment too. I also found that the song was pretty cool of mixing in this Memphis because Young Dolph was on there too. So it was a nice good Young Dolph, sorry, not Young Dolph, Memphis acts with this New York act and Dave East combining together to make this dope track. And what I also liked about it was how the production was both lively and both, very, upbeat, but it didn't take over Dave East. And that's saying something because Dave East is someone like similar to Nas, you know, and people like Nas and Dave East, you can't have beats that are too lively and too too upbeat and too what's the one action packed. That's for lack of a better terms. That does not drown them out. You can't have a beat that is too lively like that. Otherwise, it kind of drowns those artists like Nas and Dave East out because They're very laid back. Their voices are gonna be conquered over by the production. But now it was a nice, good production that complemented Dave East. It was a nice, good beat that fit artists because someone like Young Dolph, he's an artist that beat is meant for. Someone like Dave East, not so much. But DJ Paul made it nice enough where it was still a good Dave East song. It wasn't something out of place. It was fitting for Dave East. It had just enough for someone like Young Dolph to do his thing on there, and he did do his thing on there without it conquering Dave East and his, cadence and voice and everything. So it was a very nice, good song. Another standout track was Stone Killer. Benny the Butcher came in, he killed shit. Him and Dave had a nice, good back and forth. And this is where I wish Dave would have went back to his 2016 stage, because I felt like if this was 2016 Davies, he would have gone more closer toe to toe with Benny. But this is a Dave East that now has kind of been more complacent, a bit more settling. And this wasn't Benny's best featured. I mean, he had much better features, but he still did his thing on it to where, yeah, he got the best of Dave East. And like I said, I felt like Dave, if he was his more 2016 self, this would have been a lot more competitive. Hell, he could have got Benny, because this wasn't exactly Benny's best featuring performance either. But, still nonetheless a dope track. The mixtape finishes off with Know How I Feel and Believe It or Not. I felt like Know How I Feel would have been a better finishing track, but I can understand why Believe It or Not was on there as the last track because, as an artist, I guess you want to close out the album by yourself and not with someone else, you know. But Know How I Feel, I really liked it. So Believe It or Not was dope. But like I said, the thing about Believe It or Not is that it's not a bad track, but when you compare it to Know How I Feel, which is like the penultimate track to it, it kind of is kind of a little let down of a finisher because now I feel kind of felt more better as a finisher. Like if I took Believe It or Not out and listened to Know How I Feel as the last track of the mixtape after I run through the mixtape again, Know How I Feel would have probably been a better closer. But Believe It or Not, like I said, I can understand why it's there. It's a mixtape, an album, whatever project you're doing, you kind of want to finish out a project on your own. Some people like having a very grandiose, last, hurrah on a project and try to go all out with, another artist or, a posse cut or whatever. But I guess this is a project where, Dave wanted to finish it out all by his, lonesome. But overall, dope mixtape. My top three favorite tracks would be Know How I Feel, Fuck That, Stone Killer. Um, Honorable mention would probably be Handsome. And overall, I give this project a 3.5 out of 5. Like I said, pretty solid. Uh, Probably would have preferred if he had more of the same type of rap style of, like I said, assertiveness he had in Kari Channel. But nonetheless, a pretty cool project. So yeah, so that's all I got to really say. Might do a mixtape review or an album review. I'm thinking of doing Young Dolph. But yeah, that's all I have to really say about this project. Anyways, y'all, I'll catch you on the next video. Thanks for tuning in, and see ya.